play, 71-yard touchdown drive. Now Elliott will try and respond. Dumps it off, Chad Simpson. A couple of guys miss, and Simpson has a first down up at the 38.
You know, I just flat out, the more you see Chad Simpson running the football or catching it and running after the catch, you just seem to think he needs to get it more. And it's just simple as that. Whether it be out of the backfield, running the ball, he's got 6 touches so far in this game. I think you need to almost double that if you're a Bomber offensive coach here.
Left guard Chris Greaves getting attention. The man who replaced Brendan Labatt on the offensive line of the Bombers. Chad Simpson was hurt early and is still recovering from a foot injury, but he looks nimble, looks dangerous, and he has been a quick study. A guy who learned very quickly under Peyton Manning, you better know the playbook.
Yes, he did. In fact, when Paul LaPolice was here, he told me that he went up to Chad Simpson early in the process and said, you know, you're doing a real good job of picking up the plays and what you need to do. And he said, Coach, I learned the hard way. When I was working with Peyton Manning, I made one mistake and he ripped me. And he said, I didn't make another one because Peyton Manning that was not cool in his huddle. And so he said, I learned that you have to know your playbook.
You saw something else about Chad Simpson. He knows who his bread and butter is. Made sure he went over to Chris Greaves to make sure he was okay. Bombers have a first down. Elliott back into the hands of Simpson. Oh, he takes a thundering hit so low.
See, that's the dramatic one. And it looks like Simpson's a little bit hobbled after it, limping on.
Logan Don high. It's taken low by Collins.
Man, these guys are flying around. How important is this game? It's that time of year. You turn in the corner and you're getting into the stretch drive to run to the playoffs.
Will Ford in. Elliott shooting it downfield. Denmark can't make the catch. Chris McKenzie was defending, and Denmark couldn't squeeze it.
McKenzie's been in pretty good position on a couple of these deeper throws. One I know Bomber fans thought he had a little pass interference. This one again, tight coverage. It was a nice adjustment by Clarence Denmark right here to get a subtle push and turn to the outside. He had it. You know what? Really should have caught that. Really should have caught that. It was between both hands. McKenzie didn't give up on the play, but that's one Clarence Denmark should have had.
So Mike Renaud back to kick. Sanders at his 30, and that'll be 15. James Green with a shot on Sanders, disregarding the 5-yard neutral area. Sanders bounced up.
Winnipeg, number 43. That's 15 yards. Unnecessary roughness. Winnipeg, number 43. 15 yards, first down.
Well, you do see that when it's intentional. No thought of holding up and giving 5 yards, and that's a costly double penalty against James Green. 30 yards. And a net of 10 after the punt, and a little flea flicker back to Willie, and now back to Tom Smith, and a lot of exchanges and not much produced. In fact, they just get back to the line of scrimmage, if that.
Well, you got to give credit back at the back end of the Bomber secondary here, because Chris Getzlaff or Weston Dressler is eventually going to be the target down the field. A lot of handoffs, triple reverse throws, and Dressler was covered down the field, and therefore they wanted to go to this one right there. See the coverage?
So 2nd and 10 after all that. Willie starts to scramble, and he's going to get brought down in midfield. Enoch Mwamba has the sack. That's his first in the CFL.
Again, just split-second decisions by Drew Willie. First of all, he does a good job of getting out and now getting in the open outside of contain. But watch, he could have made a quick decision. Now, I'm not sure he gets a first down or not, but when he gets out here, hold it there, guys, right there. He takes off and runs. He might get up there to that marker. He's close. It's going to be a foot race. He doesn't. He waits. Enoch Mwamba has a chance to get to him.
Big defensive series for Winnipeg. That ball with a flag down gets past Johnson. Through for a single point, which would make it a 7-point lead, but we'll wait for the flag. 73-yard single. And the options being discussed with the Bombers. Sarah Oleski reporting from the bench that Scott McHenry also done for the day for the Roughriders.
I'll tell you one guy who's relieved right now, Chris, that's James Green. Now, that's 30 yards of penalties. And he heard it from teammates. A couple guys came over and talked to him. He certainly heard it from his coaching staff. And he's just real happy that the Riders didn't capitalize and go in for some points off those 30 yards that he created in penalties.
Not sure the CBA talks are as long as the discussion on this last penalty, and it still goes on.
On the kick return, interference, Saskatchewan. 10-yard penalty is declined. First down on the 35, 1 point scored.
Are you saying both sides are optimistic in the CBA discussions?
Well, at least we came to an agreement, and it is a single point for the Roughriders. 7-point lead. Bombers opt for the football at the 35. And the handoff back to Chad Simpson, returning to the offense. And a first down run. And finally wrestled down across the 45. That's 13 for Chad Simpson.
Interesting the way Brent Hawkins, the defensive end, who's just here on your screen, he's going to kind of slow play it. He gets caught flat-footed. Doesn't really come upfield to contain this, and yet doesn't really take the quarterback either. It looked like he kind of was caught in between. He does get in chase, but that allowed Chad Simpson to get the corner.
Feeds Simpson the ball again, and he gets away from first contact across midfield. Looked like he was stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Ends up with 8.
12 touches for Simpson on Labor Day weekend. He had 6 series ago, and he's got about 3-4 more since then. So they're starting to feed him the rock a little bit more.
Safety James Patrick couldn't bring him down at the line of scrimmage. Joey Elliott throwing the 8, and he's got an open man. Clarence Denmark away. Down the sidelines, and Eddie Russell makes sure he doesn't go any further. But the biggest play of the day for Clarence Denmark. 42-yard pickup, Elliott to Denmark.
Good blocking up front by both backs to pick up the blitz for Joey Elliott. That blitz is picked up nicely, gives him a chance to get it out there, and Clarence Denmark does the rest. How close is he to the sideline? I don't think he stepped out of bounds. As he gets out there, fights it off, stays in bounds, keeps his feet. That's good balance.
Milt Collins couldn't bring him down, and Denmark makes it a 42-yard pickup, 1st and 10. Joey Elliott into the end zone, jump ball, and incomplete. Terrence Edwards in a battle with Eddie Russ.
Again, wanted pass interference. You know the home crowd wanted pass interference. Eddie Russ a little under weather during the work week. Didn't get all the reps. And they were in a bit of a hand fight. Little push there by Edwards. Turn around. You know, I don't care what Jock Climbey says. I think you got to let guys play down there in that. Edwards did a little pushing. Russ did a little grabbing. That's okay.
You're a DP. He's a receiver, so why would you agree? 2nd and 10. Pressure. Elliott got it away. Incomplete. Again, Edwards the target. And again, a discussion about whether or not he was interfered with. And Odell Willis gets in his ear.
I think more. This was just about Terrence Edwards mistiming his jump a little bit. The ball was deliberately thrown behind him. Pressure's coming, so Joey Elliott's got to get rid of it. It's deliberately thrown to his back shoulder. It looked like he was kind of coming down from a jump that was a little early. And then just loses the handle a little bit. I could have got to that.
So they can't make the end zone connection, and Pilardi on for a 19-yard try. And the lead once again is 4. Well, the NFL is back, and NFL Sunday Night Football kicks off on TSN with Peyton Manning. His first regular season game as the Broncos are home against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Coverage gets underway 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on TSN and TSN Radio.
Chad Simpson, of course, a former teammate of Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning playing his first game as the quarterback for the Denver Broncos.
Couple football games on today.
Darian Durant's brother,
Detroit Lions,
playing with the Detroit Lions, our director Paul Hemming's team.
Well, back inside a converted touchdown lead.
I've many times said sorry about that to our director Paul Hemming for being a Detroit Lions fan, but
he really hands it off, and Sanders has the door slammed in his face. There's Marcellus Bowman. The Will linebacker in his 5th game.
Really made an impact since he's come back. And this is linebacker play. I mean, just watch him scrape, step in the hole, take on nice low leverage, take on the pulling guard. Well, it's great when you see great fundamental football. That's linebacker play at its best.
Riders trying to make the most of this final 2.5 minutes with the wind here in the 3rd quarter. Willie stands in. Willie had his pocket picked and now gets away and takes off, and he'll have the first down. Head first slide across the 45. That's where he had to get to move the chains.
I like the quicker decision by Drew Willie to go ahead once he breaks outside of contain. Now to go ahead and then take off and run. Don't wait too long, allow anyone to catch up. Gets the first down, and he gets some help from Chris Getzlaff right there on Enoch Mwamba.
Wow. Seen some good blocks this year, and that's up there.
Yeah.
And Getzlaff may have got the worst of it.
And Mwamba's put together, that middle linebacker at 6 foot 230. And Chris Getzlaff trying to keep that 230 pounds off his quarterback. And he steps up, throws his body in there. And you just feel the intensity of this year turning up game in and game out as they become more and more important as teams start to get down that stretch drive and try and fight for home field playoff position, or to get in the playoffs in some cases.
Aaron Hargraves has replaced Scott McHenry at wide out. Here's a handoff. Corey Sheets has 6. Boy, a step away from busting that.
And the atmosphere here for the Banjo Bowl, unbelievable. Jam-packed house at Canada Stadium. And they're making it difficult on the Rider offense. They have been vocal, they have been loud. We heard Weston Dressler talk about having to always look at the football rather than look down the field at his defenders. It's called home field advantage, and it helps in a big, big way.
Second and 5. And Willie stands in and gets Dressler right at the first down stick. There's Jonathan Hefty pounding the turf because Dressler's made the play and has the first down.
Dressler is in the 3rd spot. Now watch, remember he talked about using his waggle. Stop it here for a sec, guys. Look at the distance that Hefty's got to play off him because he had so much depth before the snap. Now he can run his out on Jonathan Hefty and have success. Hefty's got to get up there and be more aggressive.
Under a half minute remaining in this 3rd quarter. First down. Fake to Sheets, steps it off, and Neil Hughes is brought down by Hefty at the 49-yard line. Time for one more play in this 3rd quarter.
You know, he's got a couple of knockdowns. He leads the team in tackles coming into this game. Jonathan Hefty with 31. I know he played some linebacker as well this season. He's got a sack and an interception. He's a better football player than we've seen the last couple of games, and it's a great matchup between him and Weston Dressler if they get to that. And Dressler's had a couple of passes, a couple of catches in front of him.
Getzlaff back in. Brooks Foster has checked in. 2nd and 6. Extra protection looking for Tyler Smith. Can't make the over-the-shoulder catch. Final play of the 3rd quarter, and the Rough Riders lead by 4. Through 3 quarters of the Banjo Bowl, there are the numbers.
Take a look at the Winnipeg side, and Chad Simpson's got 9 touches now for 89 of those yards, 220 net yards. I think he really will be a key in this 4th quarter for the Bombers to want to come back, climb in this game. And it's been fun to watch Drew Willie. You know, he's a young quarterback that has made some mistakes, and that's expected, but he's also made some nice throws and some nice plays. So some great matchups and some great intensity in this football game.
Young quarterbacks, Joey Elliott trying to establish himself with the Bombers, down by 4, but he'll have the win in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, he will. And again, I think Chad Simpson's going to be important. Keep that ball control and that little bit of balance in the offense. But this home crowd here at Canada Stadium for the Banjo Bowl, they're making it tough on the Riders.
Well, I was going to say this is what it's all about. I'm not sure that's what it's all about. That is the trophy that is handed out. Rough Riders have won it 4 times. I'm not sure they've ever touched it. Oh, there's trouble, and Chris Milo kicked the ball right into the oncoming traffic. And what a way to start the 4th quarter for the Bombers. There was a block punt for a touchdown last week by Saskatchewan, and this block after a mishandled snap by Milo.
Mishandled snap. Maybe he was looking at the movement from the Winnipeg Blue Bombers prior to that ball getting to him, because they were moving all over the place. He tried to kick it off the ground, hit his own man, and Kenny Maynor right there.
Boy, short hop by Hucklack, and what a great way to start the 4th quarter for Elliott in Rough Rider territory at the Saskatchewan 47. Quick hitter, Edwards the catch. And Terrence Edwards close to a first down.
That flops the field in a big hurry. Special teams plays and interceptions are the 2 big plays in a football game that can flop the field position drastically. That's what the Bombers are looking at right now. Quick slant there from Terrence Edwards.
Even punting against the wind, a good kick there would have had the Bombers backed up, but instead they have 2nd and 1 already in field goal range. And Elliott going to take a shot. makes the catch. And it is a first down at the 24. Good hands by the veteran Terrence Edwards, and